So most of what we talk about in this channel is um, explicitly political, but occasionally I think it's helpful to talk about culture, movies, social trends, um, everything of the sort. That gives you, a bigger picture for the context in which these political debates are being had. Um, so this is an article from NBC News. Um, Gen Z's biggest dating hurdle: they don't know how to flirt. And of course, I saw this dating article and I was like, oh my God, this is going to be painful. I hate my life. Because I feel like I spend a lot of my time defending Gen Z. I mean, I suppose people would interpret it as um, me being defensive on my own account since I am Gen Z. But I mean, I don't see it that way. I just think a lot of older people enjoy wagging their finger at younger people, and it's just I think it's something that deserves being called out. But there is some, basis to this article to some extent anyway. So I thought I would read a little bit of it and talk about it. So Gen Z's biggest dating hurdle: they don't know how to flirt. Some Zoomers, typically defined as those born between 1997 and 2012, have shared their struggles with making a move. Nikki Sanjanko, 24, isn't a fan of dating apps. She prefers to meet people in person. That's an increasingly popular approach with one major shortcoming: people her age aren't exactly adept at flirting. I think flirting is dying, said Sanjorko, who lives in Los Angeles. If someone thinks you're cute, they just ask for your Instagram these days, then DM you or swipe up on your story to show their interest. Like many Gen Zers, typically defined by those born between 1997 and 2012, Sanjorko believes finding love online is difficult as more people struggle to approach others in real life. Recent research suggests that some Zoomers grapple with social anxiety and avoid interactions with strangers. That has created a unique challenge for some Gen Zers who are seeking to find dates in person. After years of dating online, many have become fatigued by the seemingly endless choices they're presented. As a result, young people are turning away towards in-person experiences to meet new people. Our generation has been so online that when it comes to talking to people, it's a bit scary, said Maxine Williams, 28, the founder of We Meet IRL, a singles event group. There's not that natural sense of, like, just, hey, how are you doing? Benjamin Camras, who has built a following of over 116,000 people on Instagram as a flirt coach, said he noticed a love-hate relationship with dating apps among his primary Gen Z audience. It's like we're trying so hard to get off of them, but we feel like we have to have them, said Camros, 38. Like, how else are we supposed to meet people? So, I mean, like I said, when I first saw this headline, I thought it was like just total waste of space. Total waste of the ink it was printed on if it were not digital. But because like I feel like young people in general struggle to know how to flirt. Like I feel like I think a lot of people in general, regardless of age, struggle to flirt. But like I feel like particularly young people, they're still learning. So like there's going to be a learning curve there, and that's not particularly newsworthy. It's not particularly profound. But when you think about the internet, I mean that does add an edge to it, which is, um, I mean, people are so deeply online these days that many people do turn to dating apps to for sex and relationships and so forth, and because there are a lot of dating apps, a lot of possibilities. It can be easier, in fact, than trying to find people in person. But at the same time, like dating apps can be very frustrating. It can be very hard to find people you match with, people you connect with on dating apps. Got to go through a lot of profiles before you find your people, and so it's no wonder more young people are trying to aim for in-person meetings. Which I mean is something I think many people crave just in general in our late stage capitalist world. There's a lack of what are they called, like third places? I'm forgetting the name now, but there's a lack of like public gathering spaces in this country. Maybe in other Western countries too. I'm not entirely sure, but more and more things are becoming privatized. More and more, to go out and have fun and do things, you have to spend a lot of money. And it can be very hard to meet people, to get involved in groups. You can go to parks, suppose you go to cafes, but we live in a very disconnected society. We live in a very disconnected world. Despite how much connection we have with the internet, we live in a very interpersonally disconnected world. Partly by design, I have to say. But, and so one thing that I hope with Gen Z is I'm hoping we're going to build more spaces in which people can have that interpersonal connection without having to spend, exorbitant amounts of money to go somewhere or do something. I think there's a boomerang sort of effect back in the other direction from, since we've relied so much on the internet, now we've decided that maybe we don't need to rely on it as much anymore. So all in all, I'm hopeful for my generation. I think we're on the right track. We just gotta, follow it to its logical conclusion and hope for the best.